So, please, first question. Take the one at the back.
Thanks. John Downie from SCVO. I mean, Robert, I probably would agree with your kind of pessimistic analysis and maybe half of your solutions.
Here is that's a good deal.
Sorry,
okay.
I think the problem when you talk about place-based solutions, that's the issue, and the solution is people-based solutions. You touched on it when you talked about Harry Burns and assets, but the big issue here is we don't have enough transfer of power from the state to people and communities. And actually, you talked a lot of the local government, but you know, let's take the last Scottish Parliament election. 50% has voted. Local government election, you know, in Shelton, the east end of Glasgow, 37% of people voted. In the local national election, 22% voted in the local government election. Local government doesn't have a mandate, and that's part of the problem. And I think partnership and collaboration is good, but it's not working the way it is at the moment because local authorities, public sector organisations want to hold on to power. Take last week, COSLA's response to the Public Bodies Bill, integration of health and social care. All they said was, give us more power, give us more money, and she said, enshrine us in statute, we will do everything. And actually, the issue here is, people are totally disengaged in politics, local government, and if we don't start transferring power and control to local authorities, we're going to have an issue. I mean, there's an issue in Glasgow recently. We have 4 years, the Kilmarnock and Castlemill Wind Farm Trust worked with the council to set up a wind farm project. Last minute, they leased it to Scottish and Southern Energy. £400,000 down the drain, local community, no power, no say. But hey, they got £250,000 as a payoff. Well, actually, they didn't want £250,000. What they wanted to do was actually control the asset and actually use it for the benefit of the community. So I think, while I agree with kind of half your solutions, I think we need to think seriously about the partnership approach and actually how we public bodies act, because you talked about health boards and they actually can do change. One, I think they don't empower the frontline staff, but I don't think they engage and persuade the public, all of us, about why change is necessary. So I think, you know, they've got some real communication issues, policy issues, whatever you say, but I think there's issues there.
I think my short response to that, John, is I recognise what you're saying, and in effect what you're doing is highlighting a problem. What do we do about it? Exactly. Particularly when, if the IFS is right, local government is over the piece is facing 25% cuts real in its resources. We can't answer these problems here this evening.
No.
But I mean, I think one of the phrases I use was resetting the narrative. We've got to kind of fundamentally get a reality check on how we're doing a lot of this stuff in Scotland and think seriously about the way forward. I mean, I personally am a bit surprised, for example, that the freeze in the council tax is still there. There's plenty of analysis that shows that that is a regressive form of benefit, but it's not even open. It's not even open for discussion. So I think we're a long way off the pace from doing the type of discourse in Scotland that we need to do about some of these things.
Thanks, Elma Murray, North Ayrshire Council, Public